Me on really like that. Don't play with me on really like that.
Right, y'all, welcome to True Results. We're going to be breaking down in chronological order the real, horrific, amazing, unbelievable story of HoneyKomb Brazy. From his pops getting a 20-year to life sentence, big HoneyKomb Brazy, to his mother being in and out of jail, to his tumultuous childhood, all the way through adulthood and the circumstances that he grew up surrounded by death and jail, as you have never heard it before. But we're going to do it over here at True Results in a different way. We're going to take it back from year after year, from the day he was born until the present day. And this is a story that's truly amazing for this young man to still be here and have suffered through all of these events. So with no further ado, let's start from his birth, HoneyKomb Brazy. Let's go. True. HoneyKomb Brazy, born February 13, 1995. Father, call him Big HoneyKomb. Left his son's life at an early age with a 20-year sentence for street activities. His father is also a well-known member of the Bounty Hunter Bloods. To add a little context, HoneyKomb was born in Atlanta, Georgia, but moved to Mobile, Alabama. A little history of Mobile, Alabama. HoneyKomb is from a historical area of Mobile that they now call Happy Valley. Before it was called Happy Valley, it was called African Town. And it's a long story behind that. Of course, if you know about urban renewal, then you'll know down goes the everything that was built for black people by black people when urban renewal came. Well, here comes the projects, and we all know what happened when the projects come to town. Everything get tore down. And that is a little history about where HoneyKomb Brazy grew up in Mobile, Alabama. Now, at the age of 10 years old, this is how early it began. HoneyKomb Brazy, bored, hanging with his little crew, decided to break into a warehouse and go joyriding on some go-karts with his little partners. Now, he got caught for that. Being his age, they couldn't take him to jail. So what they do, they take him, since his mother and his father was in jail, they take him to his dad's sister house, which will be his aunt. Now, while he was there with his aunt, his dad was in jail, still had to provide for the family and take care of his family, especially his young son. So what his dad do from inside jail, at the age of, I think HoneyKomb was like 12 at this time, he puts his sister's son, which is HoneyKomb Brazy's first cousin, in charge of his operation while he's in jail. Now, his cousin start messing with the money. You know how they go. A young teenager in charge of handling a grown man business will start coming up short. So at the tender age of 13, HoneyKomb gets a call from his dad in prison and tells HoneyKomb, his young son, to put in work to his cousin. So what HoneyKomb does is go get his hands on his first toolie, his first strap, and he go hunts down his cousin at the age of 13 years old per his father's marching orders at 13. I know y'all saying like, wow, just wait till this story begins, because just wait till we get to the end and you're gonna be like, damn. But anyway, back to the story. HoneyKomb gets the hands on the strap. He go hunts down his cousin in another neighborhood. His cousin standing out with his friends. HoneyKomb doesn't say a word. Walks up like he finna dab up his cousin, his blood cousin, and ups the strap and pow 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 and runs off. And when after he does that, I'm quite sure he realizes like, damn, I just murk my own cousin and don't even know why. Cause Pop said so. He probably had a little edge on his shoulder, but you know how it is when you love your pops and he gets taken out the picture, then you got a little monkey on your back. So he takes out running. He can't go back to his auntie house because he just piled her son. The police probably gonna be looking for him. So at that little tender age, he takes off for a few months, surviving at 13. But I'm gonna let him tell y'all how he did that and what he was thinking. Watch this clip. True.
But that shooting my aunt Nisha house on time, but I end up shooting her son. That was my cousin, so.
Whoa, wait. You shot your cousin?
Yeah, yeah.
Like on accident?
Nah, like on purpose.
Was it like a family, or like was it an argument? Like, can you take us through that situation?
Nah, that was like him and my dad. Some shit. He had goddamn some money came up missing. I'm just gonna say that some money came up missing. Then my daddy, you know, he was locked up. You know, they gave him life and shit. So I was tripping already. When he went that to me, you know, I had with the whoop. Ended up paralyzed. We straight now though. You know, we cool.
Okay. So let me get this understood. And if you don't want to talk about it, we don't have to. So basically, your dad money came up missing, and your dad thought your cousin stole his money, so you went after your cousin.
Nah, I ain't just gonna say my daddy thought that or sent me at nobody like that, but nah, you know, you read between the lines though.
Yeah, straight up.
Like Pop been gone there since I was like 12 for real when he left. But I was 13 years old when I took the hit for him. And you know the streets know about that. That I ended up paralyzing my cousin. About that right there. You know, paralyzed my own cousin. Took a hit from a pop. Like, I was young then though. Like right now, I don't know if I still do that again. But it was just a misunderstanding. But you know, I would have thought better about it. But I was young. Then my daddy telling me to run it. Finna run it. You know how that go. So I read that bit though.
All right. November the 1st, 2007. HoneyKomb Brazy. They going back to back. On this particular day, a group of guys in the projects where HoneyKomb frequents was outside doing what young guys do. Somebody in the projects made a phone call and told the police that it's a group of guys outside hanging around. I don't know what they're doing. Look like they might be selling drugs or whatever. So 2 unmarked police sheriff cars come and 2 marked police sheriff cars come. This guy you looking at, his name is Paul Birch. Now, HoneyKomb Brazy's cousin, Slick, who is out there at this time. For whatever reason, Slick takes off running. So the police, Paul Birch, in his unmarked car, in his plain clothes, starts to chase Slick. Slick falls to the ground. Next thing you know, pow. 2 shots to the back, 2 shots to the shoulder, and 2 shots to the chest. Well, they say it was 4 shots. Anyway, R.I.P. Slick. Now, the community raised holy HELL about this situation. The Department of Justice, FBI, whatever came in and investigated. As you can expect in Mobile, Alabama, Nothing came of this. HoneyKomb Brazy was hurt. He was still on the run from shooting his other cousin before, right? So the kicker to this is that years later, this guy done gunned down a black teenager, and guess what happened? Years later, with this same sheriff, then undercover narcotic sheriff, this what happened. True.
A new sheriff in town. Sheriff-elect Paul Burch sworn in today and is now sheriff of Mobile County. The swearing in got underway around 4 at the Crown Hall on Dolphin Street. Sheriff-elect Burch is replacing retiring Sheriff Sam Cochran.
Who would have guessed that, right? All right, now HoneyKomb still on the run from shooting his cousin. So a couple of months go by, he finally gets flapped, taken off to juvenile, right? From 14 to 17. I think he gets a 3-year sentence, right? So he's in juvenile, Strickland, boys home, or juvenile, right? So here's the day. He gets out December the 12th, 2011. Now he hooks up right back in the hood. You know, they let him back out, go right back to the block with his boys. Now he had a best friend by the name of Det, right? Det was 17 years old. So this day, him and his partner Det, they walk into a community center. Det sees a guy standing by a car. So I guess he tells HoneyKomb, I'm finna go holler at this dude over here. So Det walks off towards the dude. HoneyKomb stays behind. Unbeknownst to HoneyKomb, Det didn't even know this guy. Det ups the strap, the blicky, tell the dude to run his pockets. I guess dude wasn't moving fast enough. So Det pops him in the shoulder one time. Goes through his pocket. The dude didn't have any money. HoneyKomb over there shocked, like, bro, you could have told me you could do this. I might would have pulled whatever he was thinking. Anyway, they end up running in separate directions, right? They're running for separate directions. So I think the very next day, his grandparents get a knock at the door. Because the neighborhood, HoneyKomb, I probably asked him why. How did they know it was HoneyKomb? See, the dude lived, he got shot in the shoulder. The police questioned him and asked him. He couldn't give no description, but he did say two teenagers from the neighborhood. And so being that Brazy name was already hot at this young age, they go pick Brazy up for something that he didn't do, right? So they go knock on his grandparents' door. They arrest Brazy. They take him to jail. Now this time, Brazy is in there. They tried to get him to tell. They told Brazy, we know it was another guy with you because the surviving witness told us it was two of y'all. Tell us who the other guy is and we might let you go. Now Brazy standing on the G code. I guess he get it from his pops. I ain't gonna tell you nothing. So they throw him back in the tank. A couple of months go by. March the 4th, 2012 to be exact. Brazy goes to court. Brazy goes to court this day for his first court appearance. Here again in court, they say, Brazy, tell us who the other guy is, and we'll give you a slap on the wrist or let you go. Brazy say, I ain't eating the cheese like Straight Drop did. So that same day, I guess word got back to the hood that Brazy talked to his partner Det, the one that actually did the robbery, well, attempted robbery. And this same day, Ded's like, okay, my partner Brazy, that's what's up. He ain't telling on me. He gonna stand on 10, all 10. So Det goes to a dice game, I guess, to celebrate on the porch, right? Shooting dice with an old school, OG. 37 years old. Now, over $5 on the same day that Brazy leaves court, his partner, who he didn't tell on, goes to shoot dice on the porch. This older guy, 37, over $5 bill, and the argument takes dead out, kills dead on the porch that day, and over $5. So, of course, HoneyKomb hurt. He lost another one of his partners. So now he got a way out. Something like we seen one of these rappers do that. Well, if you already dead, then it ain't called snitching. So now HoneyKomb takes a 4-year deal because now he can tell who did the robbery. So out to the penitentiary he go at 17 years old. And let's continue, because it's gonna get, this is like a story you ain't never had, but this in chronological order. Now watch this. You think he just not getting started. This man here shit, boy. True. As you expected, like I told y'all, back to back, HoneyKomb Brazy. Now is June 16th, 2013. While HoneyKomb laying it down, sticking to the G code for his boy, he takes another hit. His cousins, Tyrone and Timberly Jones, lose their life in a freak car accident while HoneyKomb is laying down. So he takes yet another L, sucks that up, back to back. Finally, in the whole neighborhood of Happy Hills was messed up about his cousins in the accident, even to the point that they start getting their names tatted on them. That's how much they meant to the community. Nevertheless, December 2015, HoneyKomb Brazy steps out yet again. Now, if you're paying attention to the theme of this story, and it just beginning, who can survive all of this? December 2015, Brazy is released. When he get out this time, a few of his partners that he grew up with has now become rappers. Just to name 3, OMB Peasy, Rollo Rodriguez, and No Cap. Even his partner, Det, remember? The one that he took the charge for, the one that lost his life gambling. Yeah, his little brother even became a comedian. So now Brazy steps out and see his partners doing the rap thing. Of course, he the OG of his crew, so he like, if they can do it, I can do it too. I got something to rap about. So this starts the beginning of a new era for HoneyKomb, because now he got an outlet, so he begins to rap. Now, like I said, if you pay attention to this story, it ain't over with. Back to back. So let's get into the next segment of this once in a lifetime. Who can survive all of this? And like I said, this is just beginning. So pay attention, because this man has survived and been through so much at this early age, and he's still young, and the story just beginning. Just pay attention. True.
Man, right, I fuck with nigga. I done killed nigga brothers, man. I didn't look, man, I done killed nigga brothers in real life, like locked up for murder, killed nigga brother, and still fuck with his brothers. You see what I'm saying?
Like I said, back to back. Now we're on February the 1st, 2016. Remember, in the beginning of this story, I told you about 2 of HoneyKomb Brazy's partners. We already know what happened with Det, with the dice game. Well, his other partners stank. Now, HoneyKomb was already getting into the rap game, getting this little underground buzz going on. This particular day, his partner was at work, Stank. HoneyKomb goes over to Stank's girlfriend's house, according to HoneyKomb, to pick up some money, blaze up a little, some of that goody good, while Stank at work. Now, that would have been cool if they was cool like that, but here go the circumstances. Stank gets off early, catching him by surprise, outside beating on the door. Nobody opens the door. He knocks hard, big boom, boom, boom. Open the door. He see HoneyKomb Brazy car in the driveway. So probably thinking to himself, what my partner doing at my girl house? And I got out work early. Well, he couldn't beat no more because ain't nobody open the door. So what did he do? Put his foot to the door, kick in the door. Him and HoneyKomb, like, bro, what you doing at my girl house? They got into a little argument, start tussling. Next thing you know, HoneyKomb ups the strap, takes his partner's life on site. Takes his partner's life on the scene in his girl's house. Probably got caught by surprise or whatever. Y'all get in the comment section, let me know. Was he wrong or right for being over his girl's house, his partner's girl's house? Well, he gets arrested again for now he done murdered his best friend while he over his girl's house. Gets arrested. Now, since Stank's name wasn't on his girlfriend's lease, Alabama law says that it's considered a home invasion because he kicked down the door. So HoneyKomb Brazy gets acquitted. All charges are dropped for killing his best friend. Now, that right there has some consequences to it because Stank wasn't just no anybody. He was the nephew of Alabama's kingpin, and Big Unc didn't like that. So here goes a whole nother episode. Now we're gonna say that for part 2, and I'm gonna label these videos part 1, part 2 with the same title, because this is where it really just beginning. So we're gonna leave it right there. And now the kingpin of Alabama wants some get back for what HoneyKomb did to his son. His nephew. So y'all like, share, subscribe. I will support. Cash App $ TRURESULTS #2. Stay blessed, stay true, and stay safe. Y'all let me know if you're feeling this series about the life story of HoneyKomb Brazy, and I will continue. Be sure to support the channel. Like I said, Cash App $ TRURESULTS #2. I'm out. 1.